The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are solely those of the individuals participating in the show. All persons described or mentioned in the podcast should be considered innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. This podcast contains subject matter such as violence and graphic descriptions along with adult language, which may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
On April 9th, 2022, a man posts a video to TikTok. What it depicts could change what we know about the known universe. The video soon goes viral, and he posts several more strange videos. But by May 17th, 2022, the man seemingly disappears. You're listening to the Mysterious Brews podcast, and tonight we bring you the case of Andrew Dawson.
Welcome to a deep, dark, dank, moist basement somewhere in the bowels of Georgia. Well, Coach, I hate to break it to you. Your streak of one-take coach is over.
Yeah, that was like 12-take coach right there.
That was
Couldn't
two.
figure out how to word it.
But yeah, I think you nailed it. No one will be the wiser, my man. That's the beauty of editing.
I just figured, you were posting them the day after, so I'm gonna put the pressure on you to have to actually do a lot of editing. That's what I tried to do.
Well, we got some good news. We have two new patrons. We have a Miss Dawn Smith at the $3 tier, and a Miss Christina Self at the $3 tier.
Hell yeah, that's amazing. We appreciate it.
We have a brand
every
new
one of you.
brand new patron. New, like wet behind the ears new, Courtney Clark.
Nice.
Miss Courtney Clark at the $3 tier. So we have that 5-star review you had. Do you have it? Because if you don't, I could read it for you.
I got it. I posted it on our
You sure did.
private Facebook page, which is always fun.
And if you're not a member of that, you first have to ask yourself, A, why am I not a patron? And then B, why am I not on the private group?
I know, right? Seriously, it's about that time, guys. Come on, it's Valentine's Day.
Show some love to the two
Show
idiots.
some love. Well, I did post on there that I always say that I do contribute more than just the intro to this podcast. So my outro is getting a little love. So we got a review from Christina from Arkansas, the greatest state in the union, because that's where 90% of our listeners come from, which is amazing.
Woo pig suey?
That's right. That's what she said. She said, "This is quality murders, mysteries, and mayhem wrapped in a blanket of comedy and smooth southern accents." Yeah, buddy. It seems a lot of time is put into research, Mr. Arlo, and it feels like storytelling more than many podcasts. Do I have more? I don't. Deuces.
That was the best part when I read that.
I know. I got a kick out of it because I really don't. I don't have much.
By then, we're both just physically and emotionally spent. We just can't go for any further. I mean, there's only so much creative juices we have.
That's right.
And if you're still upset that I wore Crocs to Mom's funeral, you're just gonna have to get over that. She was a very casual person.
She's casual.
When he puts his hands on his kidneys and he bows his chest out, makes it even better.
Casual.
He's got all his shit. He's got all his shit in that Ziploc bag because his daddy's gonna make him walk out in the middle of the lake.
Oh, it's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
The Campaign, if you haven't seen it.
Oh, Jesus. That is.
All right.
I love Zach Galifianakis.
So we had the Super Bowl Sunday, and it was a good game. Another kind of iffy call there at the end that went the Chiefs' way again, which makes me think the fix was in.
No.
However, if you keep up with the conspiracy theory circles that go on various social medias, the Instagrams, the TikToks, and the whatnots, you will know that one of the most prolific conspiracy theories out there right now is that not only is the NFL fixed, it is scripted down to the letter. Okay, they say that.
There's many TikToks out there that will make you believe that it is too.
Yeah, I mean, if you get in the echo chamber of conspiracy theories and that's all you watch and listen to, they can convince you pretty much anything. Just enough exposure to something, and you're going to start believing that shit. But I saw so many things that, they accidentally leaked the script. They leaked the script. And the Philadelphia Eagles are going to win 27-24. Just you wait, blah, 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 blah. And then when it didn't happen, what do these nut jobs do? Do they go, well, we fucked up. We got it wrong. Maybe it's not scripted. Nope. Every one of them are like, well, we stopped them, folks. We stopped the big NFL from doing their original plan because we got it out there.
Well, you didn't save the city from Philly from burning either way.
I mean, that's what pisses me off so much about these conspiracy theorists is if it doesn't happen, rather than accept that they could be wrong, they just literally believe that they somehow, the power of their TikTok prevented it from happening. It's just insane to me.
The society we live in, Coach. Nobody takes responsibility.
You know, is it the old saying, if, three people can keep a secret if two of them are dead? I mean, think about how many people work in the NFL. Somebody's going to come out and say it was scripted by now. But, I mean, scripted down to the exact score.
No. I will say this. I was very disappointed because I'm a big Jalen Hurts fan just on the sheer fact that he's very quiet. He's a very quiet man. He goes about his business. He kind of keeps things to himself. He's not come out and said one way or the other about why he decided to go to Oklahoma, which we all know why he went to Oklahoma. But I think he came out on the better end of that. I was very disappointed in the Eagles' defense. Jesus, did they just decide not to come out of the locker room at the second half or what? God,
yeah.
Kansas City was scoring at will.
It's very true. And you know what? Another thing about those conspiracy theorists, if the ones that were saying they prevented it from happening, if they weren't saying that, they'd already got the new script for next season. It's going to be Cincinnati and Dallas in the Super Bowl with Cincinnati winning. That's the new script for next year.
Heater's going to have a coronary if they make it that far.
Oh, yeah, he will.
We will all be Bengals fans.
Yeah.
Let's get into some conspiracy if you want to. You want to?
Well, let's talk about the greatest team in the NFL, the Giants. Oh, wait, no. It's not about that team. It's about actual Giants.
Yeah. So unless you've been living under a rock, you have probably heard the name Andrew Dawson before, and he was a TikToker, just an average, run-of-the-mill, blue-collar guy, and him and a buddy of his, I believe, were driving down the road, and they see something on the top of a mountain. And I will tell you that when it first aired, or I guess back in April's when it went viral, is what they're saying. It looks like a giant human person walking on the very top of this mountain. And
it really does. I mean, honestly, it's got the shape and what you would think a human would look like.
From that distance, yes, a big old human. Now, the problem comes when his TikTok video, he goes back later. I want to say, was it in May? If I got my dates wrong. No, yeah, it was May 17th. So his original one was on April 9th. Then May 17th, he airs another video. This time,
May 17th, he disappeared, right? Or did I get that wrong in the intro?
No, yes,
Hold
I got
on.
that wrong. No, I got it wrong. I apologize.
Okay.
I apologize.
No, I mean, hell, I thought I got it wrong.
So it's not like he just showed up to TikTok one day. He had been on TikTok since June of 2021, and he had videos of his drinking habits, him telling jokes, him dancing, him going through relationship issues. So
yeah, nothing paranormal or mysterious up to that video. Like,
right.
he wasn't a ghost hunter or a Bigfoot hunter, nothing like that. He was just a dude.
Now, somewhere in Canada is where this video takes place, and it is very shaky, and it zooms in, and it does, like we said, show what appears to be a humanoid figure, and it is quite the distance away. Now, you can hear someone else in the video questioning what the hell they're saying, and you hear Dawson say, quote, "It's a person, dude. No, seriously, pull over. It's a person standing there."
And for whatever reason, that dude does not pull over.
No.
He
So
just keeps going. Like, if we're driving along and I say, hey, man, there's a fucking giant person on this mountain, please pull over, and you don't pull over, we ain't friends no more.
no, I'm punching somebody. Even my wife might get punched in the neck. I said pull over. So, like we said, it went viral, had 4 million views. And then the next couple of days after it goes viral, this is around April 12th. He goes back to the mountain I guess driving back down the same stretch, trying to see if he can catch it again. And there was no more humanoid shapes up there. He would speak to some locals who explained to him that what he saw and got on video kind of migrates and comes and goes along its own free will. Unfortunately, around the same time that he started trying to film the creature again, he uploaded a video stating that he was allegedly stopped by a CIA agent who told Dawson that, quote, he was trespassing and blocked the public road that led to the mountain.
Now, not to go ahead and throw monkey wrenches in this whole thing, but if you watch that video, that guy does not speak like a CIA agent, I would assume, would speak. He's like, hey, man, hey, bro, dude.
Yeah. He's
You're
more
blocking the road, man.
And the guy's like, road's closed, go on. He's just more just your average law enforcement guy.
And plus, this is in Canada, is where he films this.
Correct.
So, the CIA working in Canada? I mean, yeah, but they're certainly not going to let that be known.
Right. Now, the video that I had seen kind of shows him pulling up. I think he had gone up there the day before and was told that it was blocked, but he didn't video it, so he went back the next night and was told the same thing. Anyway, the next day, Dawson shares an alleged clip of a UFO followed by what he called a heli extraction in the same area. The same night, he shares the video of him being stopped by a black car, which he's saying is the CIA. Then on April 16th of 2022, Dawson shares another video of a black vehicle outside his home.
Vehicles?
Yeah. Outside his home, similar to the one that stopped him previously. However, when Dawson goes outside the house, the car speeds away. He does not share anything else from April 16th, 2022 until May 6th, when he shares what he calls the official update. In it, he addresses his viewers and tells them that he hadn't updated them as he got busy with life and has not disappeared or died. And he ends it with, quote, sorry to disappoint you guys, but all the videos that I posted were scripted or just fake. They were scripted for entertainment, end quote.
Yeah, and this one's going to be weird because his body language is going to be very suspect if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, the
Like,
one that I saw where he said that what I just quoted, he's the camera stationary or his phone stationary, whatever, and he's like backed up against the wall, and then he kind of hinges at his hips, and his shoulders are slumped forward, and he
he got his
keeps
hands in his pockets.
yeah, he's
If I'm to
appears very
understand,
nervous.
he didn't post, but he never posted videos where the camera was stationary. It was
Right.
always him holding the camera.
Right, and he keeps
He's also, go ahead.
I was going to say he keeps looking off to his left, which led a lot of people that saw that video to hypothesize that he was being told what to say or he was reading something.
See, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say he looked very strange, like maybe he was getting cues from somebody off the other side. Or maybe that's where the gun was pointing.
Yeah, it does appear he is under some sort of duress, whether it be self-paranoia of his own doing or maybe there's some paranoia behind that camera. So 10 days later, he's back to his normal posting where he's holding the camera and he's in a dark room and the caption says, "I'm scared." And basically, he contradicts everything in his previous video saying they were not fake and that fans may not see him post ever again.
Yeah, and he was quite distressed in that video.
Yes, he kept moving his ball cap up and down. He kept pulling it down lower on his head. You can tell that he is. It's night and day difference between the two videos, and I will say, the one where he keeps looking off to the side doesn't seem very sincere. The one where he's walking through his house and says, "You may never see me post again," that one seems legit. Can someone fake something like that? Yes, of course they can. They can all be actors. I understand that. But it passes the smell test for me. So his go ahead.
No, I'm saying, I mean, it does seem genuine, that last video, but I don't know, man.
I don't think the CIA's involved, but
Huh?
I don't think the CIA's involved.
I mean, you never know. Could be Men in Black. Could be anything.
Oh, true.
But
True. There you go, spitting facts like you always do. Now,
yeah, they're very strange videos. Let's just put it that way. But I keep harking back to the guy that was blocking the road. He doesn't talk in an official manner.
Yeah,
that disturbs me slightly. But
the last video, from what I have found, and you may have found something more.
Oh, it is his last video. If you're talking about the structure,
yes,
that is his last video.
Hey guys, Arlo here, and if you are struggling with the old caffeine in the morning, I have got the fix for you. It is called Magic Mind, and it is just a little 2-ounce shot that you drink with your coffee or your energy drinks in the morning. It is chock full of greatness, and it will get you focused, and it really actually has the L-theanine, and that lowers your cortisol hormone, which helps absorb that caffeine that you're intaking. Now, Magic Mind has nootropics, adaptogens, matcha green tea, and 12 magical ingredients. That matcha boosts your energy. The adaptogens help with relaxation, and the nootropics keep you focused. A bonus is that it has vitamins C and D along with the echinacea to help your immunity. So head over to magicmind.co/brews and enter the promo code BREWS20. That is brews20, BREWS20, and that will give you a 20% off coupon for either a one-time purchase or subscription to a monthly dose of Magic Mind. And that is one day after he says that all of his videos were not scripted and they're not fake. He posted a video on May 17th of 2022, which featured what looked like the same snow-covered mountain with a structure on top. Dawson claims that the structure hadn't been there the day prior. Now,
it does look like it's been there for a long time, but if it's the same spot, then it's impossible that it could have been there for a long time.
right, if you overlay, and that's another thing. I'd seen someone around the time of his first video with the giant humanoid, I guess is what we're going to say, on it. Someone had gone in to try to fact check him, and they had kind of found out where the mountain's at. They went in. There was nothing there. And then when he posts that there's a structure there, the guy goes back on Google Earth, and sure enough, there is a structure on Google Earth. So the bad thing is, after that May 17th video of showing the structure up on that side of the mountain, and here's the thing, though, from the original video until where you can see the structure, you can see that the spring thaw is in full effect. So it was a fully snow-covered mountain in the beginning when the creature was up there, and now you can actually see spots of the mountain poking through when the structure's there.
Are you trying to say that maybe the structure was just covered in snow?
Well, that's what people were saying, but I don't buy that technically because it's hard to snow cover those antennas. And if you've seen the structure video, it's got some ginormous antenna, and it would be very hard to snow cover those. I'm not saying it's impossible, because that does look like a very thick shelf of snow in the original compared to the one where I was saying that it's thawed. And we'll post the side-by-side comparison. However, I just find it interesting that, A, he doesn't post again, and then, according to the interwebs, not only does he not post again, he passes away on July the 1st of 2022.
See, I saw that, and that's the only thing that I found was just words. He passed away. I didn't find an obituary. I didn't find a news article. I didn't find
supposedly
anything.
The obituary is in the local paper up there, the Campbell River Mirror. Of course, if you type in Campbell River Mirror and Andrew Dawson, all you're going to get is hits for the video. So I could not find the actual picture of the obituary.
That's what I'm saying, man. This has been on Reddit, and Reddit is notorious for being able to solve these type of things. So if there was an actual obituary, they would have found it. And then not only that, even if they do find the obituary, who fact checks obituaries? If you pay for it, they run it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
You can run your own tomorrow if you really wanted to.
I don't. I do in certain aspects. I don't in certain aspects. Like I want it, I want it to be like, I was just joking, guys. Can I have my job back? I know it's August, but I had to, take a sabbatical. But no, I don't know. It definitely is one of those that if you do get on Reddit, I think the one I found was under Conspiracy Nopol, Nopol, and it has, it's not going to tell me. No, it's not going to tell me. But the little scroll bar on the side is very small. That's what usually it'll tell you how many posts it has, but no. But anyway, the thing is, it takes place. I did find on Reddit that it did take place in the town of Valmont, British Columbia, and the actual mountain is called Whistler's Peak. So that is something that can be verified. And like Coach said, this one person commented, and his name was Common Percentage 96. He states, I think that's what he said, but it's clearly not. The mountain is Canoe Mountain, and it has a cell phone tower at the top. The dude hopefully isn't dead. It's all just a hoax, very obviously. The videos, at least, are very obvious hoaxes, according to this guy. Could he have actually ended his own life or had an accident that's unrelated? Sure, but if you look into the source code of the newspaper that published the obituary, it was submitted the early morning of July 1st, the same day as his death supposedly occurred, and anybody can submit obituaries to the newspaper without a death certificate. So, that's where we're at with that one.
Yeah, but I still have seen no proof of the obituary. You'd think somebody would post it. You think it'd be able to be found. All I'm trying to say. Not saying it don't exist. Not even saying the man's not really dead. I'm just saying that you would think in this day and age we'd be able to find it.
Well, and also you would think the family would want to disclose that he had passed away. And if it was not, well, either way, I mean, the family would probably want to disclose, hey, he took his own life, and it was apparent that this was a suicide. But I don't know. They did say that in that newspaper, someone had wrote in as like an editorial and asked the family to, when they felt comfortable, to disclose what they could, but they wanted to keep their respect because it was so fresh. But they're hoping that an answer will come out. What we're looking at, you got 4 possible things. Either A, he enjoyed pranking people and he dropped the mic on this one. But I think the video had been analyzed and it was not CGI. There was something actually up there moving.
Moving? I didn't see anything moving.
Yeah, the video I saw, you could see the guy or the creature move. Now, it is very unstable, and we need Thinker Thunker to get on this. Too bad he doesn't follow our... If anybody can stabilize a video, Thinker Thunker can do it.
That'd be nice. He is amazing. Him and MK Davis.
Yes.
Both.
If for some reason
if you're in the Bigfooting world and you don't know who those two guys are, you need to look them up because... they're amazing because they'll take videos and just be like, okay, this one's fucking horseshit.
And here's why.
Like, I'm not going to bullshit you here. This one's a crap.
Right. But if anybody can get in touch with them to see if they have a stabilized video or even have their 2 cents out there, that would be awesome too.
I am actually surprised they haven't touched on it yet.
I am too.
It might, probably not too far from now, they will.
Now, one of the theories I saw out there was that he had planned to end his own life well in advance. I don't know if he had some kind of terminal illness, and this was his way to go out, leaving everybody's head scratching. I don't know.
Which, I mean, if that's the case, then respect. I mean, come on, why not? If you're going to go out with a bang, man. Like, oh, it's better to say, what's better? I'm depressed. I can't live life anymore. I'm out. Or leave everyone in the Reddit world and our world and his personal life thinking, holy shit, the CIA might have fucking
off this dude because it was a giant.
The man unalived him.
Now, there were some people that said beyond the fact that something like a prank or a mystery is what is at play here, what comes to the front of their minds for someone considering ending their life, they go back to the comment from the apparent family to argue against suicide because there was lots of talk about him being a very loving and caring and invested father and making a good life for his son. But you never know what someone's going through. There's, it doesn't matter. Sometimes there's just, while it is irrational, you never can tell. Another theory is all of this shit was just a freak coincidental timing situation where The videos were hoaxed, and as unlikely as it would, he suffered an accidental death or an unexpected death, and the family just wants to mourn in private.
Well, I mean, it's possible, but it's also possible that the videos were real and he just happened to have an accident.
Correct. That's what I was about to say. Then the other flip side of that was the videos are real, but he does have an unfortunate accident, and it's not a suspicious cause of death. And then everyone's favorite, the video's real and they offed his ass.
That's always a possibility.
And their theory is basically what we've kind of skated around was he filmed something that he wasn't supposed to see. It went viral. He was then forced to film a video discrediting his own content and then was possibly set free. Say he was made to sign a gag order or something along those lines. And then he gets away, gets a new phone, and his final post is, look, that last video I just did, that's bullshit. Everything I posted is real. What I saw was real. And then the people are like, no, you signed this little thing right here. I still got the shovel from Terra Lingua, so we're going to have to use it again. So,
you know, honestly, if that's the case, though, I mean, think about this. I just thought about it. You know how they say technology is making everybody's life easier? Kids are pampered these days. They got all their air conditioning and their TV dinners and all that, and life's getting easy. But think about this. If you're a Men in Black or a CIA agent, this technology's made your job so much harder. Instead of convincing one person that saw an alien in the middle of the woods that he's crazy, you got to deal with high definition cameras in everyone's pocket. So it's got to be a headache.
you know, they're sitting there like, all right, we've got to get in there and we've got to start degrading these cameras. I mean, we've cornered the market on surveillance videos from convenience stores and gas stations. Those are still blurry as shit. Come on, we gotta backtrack these cameras on these phones. So another thing was, this is basically, there was another guy saying, I don't know whether it's real or whether it's fake. He said, but I'll just tell you, the people that are in charge of the road system going up to Whistler's Peak could give a shit less as to who goes up there in the middle of the night. So for them to have a car up there, there was either a search party or they were conducting some kind of like avalanche prevention or something, and they just had a dude stationed at the gate where he could normally drive up to the peak.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And then then Reddit gets in this huge argument over whether it's Whistler's Peak or it's Canoe Mountain, and is it a cell phone tower? Is it not a cell phone tower? I don't know, but supposedly he was driving along British Columbia Route 5 when he sees the giant. And if he is traveling along that BC5, that has to be Canoe Mountain. So, but anyway, and I mean, we're just barely scratching the surface. There's a guy on there called Local of BC, and he writes a dissertation that I'm not even going to even try to talk about. But he does say in his dissertation that he does put it out there, that his sincerest condolences, but he does say in the middle of it, I can't say for a fact, 100% say this stuff does not happen in Canada, people. I have never heard of such a thing happening in Canada, nevertheless, right beside me. So he goes back and forth on the prank thing. So I don't know, man. It's almost like a missing 411 where you could almost have to let this die down, which it's still a hot topic. That's why we're covering it. But you would almost have to let it die down and go up there during like hiking season. Wouldn't be us two, because I'm not hiking. I just don't do that. I'm allergic. Break out in sweats. I get shortness of breath. I get ill. I get cotton mouth. There's no local breweries up there for me to sample.
I'm out.
Yeah.
And for that reason,
I'm out.
I'm out.
So, anyway, I don't hike. I don't like it. I don't find it enjoying. My wife and my son love it, and they can knock themselves out. That's what I tell them all the time. But anyway, you would have to almost be a hiker to go up there and see if you can get to that gate and get up in there and see if you could have traveled up to the peak where he was trying to get to. I'm not saying you got to go up there and see if you can find footprints, giant footprints. That would be icing on the cake, of course. But I would just be like, hey, how hard would it be for someone to get up here in the middle of, I wouldn't say the middle of summer, but say no snow on the ground, ideal hiking conditions, and then report back and go, all right, so like in the spring, it took me this, the temperature was this. If you go back to the date that it was posted, the weather says it was this, and there was this amount of base snowfall, so there's no way in hell, that kind of stuff. I think there's a lot of stuff that can be done, but it would take a lot of local knowledge to get it done. So, anyway, this just bounces back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Any updates? Send me an email. I'm following this. Send me an email. And I mean, it goes on and on and on forever.
Well,
I thought I
got a theory.
Oh, here we go.
Are we at our theories yet?
Yes.
I think that it may have been some sort of misidentification at the time, or maybe whatever it was. I don't truly think it was a giant, but I think that he posted it with that caption and that description, and it went viral. And he hadn't been viral before. He got excited. He ran with it, and once he ran with it, he got a little bit out of control. And he decided to stop. And my theory is that's what happened, and he's not really dead, and that's what I hope is.
Well, that's what I hope too, because I didn't know until we researched this that he had a son.
Yeah, I hope the CIA really didn't off this guy.
Yeah. So maybe, and I'm not saying this is probably going to be taken the wrong way, and that's not how I'm trying to theorize it and formulate it in my head, but here goes for nothing. Basically, he has a face that could easily get lost in a crowd. He could easily change his appearance, move to another town, that kind of thing, and go by Drew Dawson or Andy or something. I'm not saying get a whole new life, but he could get away from the social media aspect. Still, basically, that would keep his family kind of insulated. Tell them, hey, we're gonna ride this thing out. Andrew Dawson is no longer. I can't deal with the fame, that kind of stuff, and I'm moving. And I have not seen anything what he did for a living, so he could be. Say he was a pulpwooder or an over-the-road trucker. I mean, he could easily move across Canada and pick up the same job. So that is the Andrew Dawson theory. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we've just about beat this to death.
Short episode, not too long. It is Valentine's Day. We do have significant others
that is correct.
Are desperate for our love.
We are one day removed from my significant other's birthday, even though we started celebrating that on last Friday. We took the whole 4-day weekend. We celebrated her birthday. She got to eat multiple places she'd like to. So I'm in the good graces, man. I am. I'm in the good grace, made up for all them duck hunting mornings. But anyway.
Nice.
So recommendation time. I saw, and I meant to write it down, and I knew this shit was going to happen to me. There's a new documentary type series coming out. I can't remember what it. It may be on Hulu. It's the one where they basically do crowdsourced episodes where web sleuthers, not technically web sleuth, or web sleuths the website, but basically internet junkies or crime junkies have solved some cases. And there's like 5 or 6 episodes. I want to say it's on Hulu. But of course, I don't know what the hell the name of it is. So, but anyway, there you go. There's my other recommendation is go in there and kiss your wife, because I do not have.
Your recommendation is a mystery.
That's right. Wrapped in an enigma.
An enigma?
An enigma. It's close to an enema.
Wrapped up in an enema.
Wrapped up in an enema with an egg in it. So what's your recommendation? I'm going to try to find that damn thing on while you talk.
Well, I finally started watching something that I have been meaning to watch for years now. And it is hilarious. If you haven't watched Letterkenny yet on Hulu, I'm on like almost on season 5 now, and man, it is hilarious.
I love Letterkenny. It is, God almighty, it is crazy.
My favorite part is my girlfriend watches it with me, and then she's like, this the stupidest show ever. This is so stupid. But then she's laughing her ass off through half of it. So, who's the dumb one now?
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Like we said, today's Valentine's Day. You get it the day after. Let us know what you think. We will try to I've been trying to put polls. If you listen to us on Spotify, I think somewhere in the description there's a link to a poll. I try to put a poll on there. What do you think? Is it this? Was it that? We're not getting a little traction on that, but it's free, so I'm going to keep doing it. Give that a plug.
Well, this is the first I'm hearing about it, so maybe you should tell people more often.
Thanks, Coach, for pointing out the obvious. Appreciate that.
I'm just saying.
All right. Well, hey, you got anything else?
I don't.
Deuces.